Your tires have a birthday printed on their sidewall, and once they turn 6 years old, they belong in the bin, no matter how good the tread looks. Your battery has a life cycle too. Checks like these take minutes in your driveway. These are the most important things to check on your Porsche before your next road trip. Number 15. Time your service appointment before you leave. Start with the calendar, because the cheapest breakdown is the one you schedule out of existence. If your Porsche is approaching a service interval, do the service before you leave. A road trip compresses months of driving into days, and a car 2 weeks from a service at home is overdue by the time you arrive. Add your trip mileage to your odometer right now, and if that crosses a service threshold, the service comes first. That visit should cover the obvious first: fresh oil, a valve adjustment if your older car has gone a while without one. But the real value sits in the inspection, because a long drive is exactly when the little stuff rattles loose, falls off, or ruins the party. Ask specifically for the CV boots, the brake lines, the belts, and the fuses. None cost much to check. Every one can strand you. On older or higher mileage cars, also confirm the big ticket history. Is the timing belt current on models that use one? And how is the clutch actually doing? Not how do you hope it is doing. A service done a week early costs nothing extra. A service due a week into the trip costs a day of vacation, a tow, and a stranger's workshop rates. Small rubber strips decide your rainy miles. Number 14. Wiper blades, 1 year and out. This check takes 60 seconds, which is exactly why so many owners skip it and regret it in the first proper rainstorm. Lift each wiper arm and run your finger along the rubber edge, feeling for cracking, splitting, and hardened sections that have lost their suppleness. Wiper rubber is only good for about a year, and it degrades whether you use it or not. Past that year, replace the blades and do not think twice. One specialist puts the stakes plainly. Losing your visibility in a rainstorm while keeping pace through mountain roads is genuinely dangerous, not merely annoying. A road trip finds weather your commute never does, and a smeared windshield turns each encounter from routine into white knuckle. Wiper blades are the cheapest safety equipment on the entire car. Fit fresh ones the evening before you leave and enjoy a clear windshield for the next 2,000 miles. Darkness reveals what your garage hides next. Number 13. Every exterior light checked in the dark. Do this check at dusk rather than in a bright garage, because several of these problems only show themselves in the dark, and do it with a second person standing outside the car. Work through every bulb, every corner, headlights on low and high beam, turn signals front and rear, brake lights, reverse lights. Then look at where the headlights actually point, because a misaligned headlight can seriously impair your night driving, and a partially failed one can look normal at noon and leave half the road invisible at midnight, exactly when a trip puts you on unlit 2-lane roads where your own beams are the only light you get. 5 minutes, a helper, a wall for the headlights. That is the entire cost of never discovering a dead bulb at the worst possible moment. Ignition on, and your dashboard starts confessing. Number 12. The warning light self-check. Almost everyone skips. This step comes straight from the Porsche Club of America's own inspection routine, and almost nobody performs it deliberately. Turn the ignition on and watch the instrument cluster perform its self-check. Every warning light should illuminate, then extinguish. That sequence is a diagnostic in itself, and it runs every time you start the car. Before a road trip, pay attention.
Read it in both directions. A light that never comes on may be a dead bulb hiding a real warning, and a light that stays on needs resolving before departure, not after.
The most valuable finding is the inconsistent one. A check engine light that flickers on some starts and not others is telling you something before the trip, because a long drive turns intermittent into permanent. Anything irregular, have the codes read before you leave. 30 seconds of watching the dashboard with intent. That is the whole check. Next, the trunk kit that saves trips. Number 11. The emergency toolkit that actually matters. The factory tool roll is a starting point, not a plan. Here is what experienced Porsche travelers actually carry. Build a small toolkit around a 3/4-inch ratchet and socket set with extensions, plus electrical tape, zip ties, a length of wire, and spare fuses. Almost nothing in that kit performs a real repair. Those items convert a trip-ending failure into a slow, careful drive to the next town, and that conversion is the entire game. Pack a spare quart or two of the correct oil, because a car that sips oil at home drinks it at highway speed. Add a tire repair kit and compressor, jumper cables, a flashlight, and roadside flares. All of it costs less than an hour of roadside labor. Pack it once, leave it in the car, and it guards every trip from now on. Some lifesavers weigh absolutely nothing at all. Number 10. The preparation items people forget. Now, the items that weigh nothing and end more roadside emergencies than any tool in the trunk. First, carry a second key, and if you are traveling with someone, hand it to them, because 2 keys in one pocket protect you from nothing. Second, know your model's fragile part. Some 944 drivers carry a spare DME relay, because that component is effectively the car's brain, and when it dies, the car is completely undrivable with zero warning. Whatever you drive, the owner community knows your car's version of that part. Third, a roadside assistance membership with at least 100 to 200 miles of flatbed towing coverage, because a Porsche gets recovered on a flatbed, not dragged on a hook. And fourth, a list of trusted Porsche specialists along your route, researched calmly before departure. If something goes wrong far from home, you want a short list made in peace, not the nearest garage a search engine offers at sunset. If you found this video helpful already, you'll definitely enjoy my ebook. You can get it through the link in the description or by scanning the QR code on the screen. The limited time offer ends soon, so don't miss out. And don't forget to subscribe. Number 9. Battery health, the silent trip killer. A dead battery is one of the most common road trip disasters and one of the most preventable because batteries almost never die without warning. Owners just do not check for the warnings. The check is 3 steps. Test the actual charge, which most part stores do for free. Look at the terminals for corrosion, that white or greenish crust that strangles the connection. Then check the one thing almost nobody thinks about, the battery's age. The guidance from Porsche dealers themselves. Past 3 years old, proactive replacement belongs on the table because a battery near the end of its life cycle does not announce the ending. It simply picks a morning. Specialists flag batteries approaching 10 years old as a serious risk, and a battery that starts perfectly in your warm garage can fail 3 hours later in a cold parking lot at altitude. Have the test done in the week before departure because a battery on the edge loses ground quickly. Your brakes are about to get measured. Number 8. Brakes, measured with numbers, not guesses. On a road trip, your brakes work harder than at home. Short bursts and long rests become minutes of continuous heat on a loaded descent. So this check deserves numbers, not a glance through the wheel spokes. The professional standard is to measure pad thickness at all 4 corners with calipers, not by eye, because a visual guess through a wheel can be off by half the pad. The rotors get measured too, against the minimum thickness specification, because a rotor at its wear limit has less material to absorb heat exactly when a descent demands the most. Your ears are part of this too. Squealing or grinding is a sure sign the brakes need attention before any long trip, not something to monitor for another 1,000 miles. Any uncertainty and a professional inspection is cheap insurance on the one system you cannot afford to doubt at highway speed. One note for higher trims. If your car wears PCCB ceramic composite brakes, Porsche's own service documentation requires their wear to be checked with special tooling at every service interval, because ceramic discs do not wear the way steel does, and eyeballing them tells you nothing. Trip coming and a service due? Combine the two. Every Porsche hides its own weak spot. Number 7. Your model's known weak points. Every Porsche generation has documented weak points the community knows by heart, and checking yours is the smartest model-specific move you can make. Drive a 996 or 997 Generation 911. Then you know the words IMS bearing. The professional approach is to check the oil for metal contamination, the early signature of a bearing preparing to fail, and to look for rear main seal leaks while you are under there. If the IMS service history is unknown, resolve that before a long drive, not after. Cayenne owners, your known weak point is the coolant pipes. Give them a proactive look before any long haul, because a coolant pipe failure is never a convenient one. And 981 Boxster and Cayman owners, your generation has a well-documented catalog of 15 common failure points. That sounds alarming and is actually a gift. Nearly everything that might break is already understood. Whatever you drive, spend one evening searching the known issues for your exact model and generation, and you inherit a checklist written by everyone who broke down before you. A warning light is the last stage of a problem. This homework is the first. Suspension problems love long drives most of all. Number 6. Suspension and steering, especially on a loaded car. A road trip car is a heavy car. Luggage, passengers, a full tank, and hours of expansion joints and patched pavement. That combination finds every tired joint and weak bushing, which is why the suspension earns its own check. If your Porsche has PASM adaptive suspension, cycle the modes and confirm you can feel the difference, because a system stuck in one setting should be diagnosed at home, not discovered mid-corner. On air suspension, confirm the car holds level overnight. A sagging corner is describing a leak, and a manageable leak becomes a compressor-killing problem on a multi-day drive. Macan owners get real data. Official roadworthiness testing shows drive shaft faults, worn suspension joints and bushings, and steering rack issues appearing consistently on this model. So listen for clunks, feel for play in the steering, and have anything questionable inspected. For everyone else, take a short highway run the weekend before you leave and listen like a passenger. A new noise, a pull, a shimmy at speed. These are appointments your car is trying to book for you. Black gold tells stories if you listen. Number 5. Engine oil, level, and story. Check the oil, then actually read what it tells you, because oil is the most talkative fluid on the car. The level comes first, checked on level ground with the engine cold, corrected with the exact specification your engine calls for.
A sustained highway drive is precisely when an engine running low gets hurt, because heat and load climb together, and the oil has less reserve for both. Then the condition. Healthy oil looks translucent. Dark and gritty says the service is overdue, and it belongs before the trip. But the finding that matters most is metallic. Fine metal flecks describe internal wear happening right now, and that is a specialist conversation before any road trip gets confirmed. And glance at the ground where the car sleeps. A fresh dark spot is data better gathered in your driveway than in a hotel parking lot with 400 miles planned for the morning. A film of oil spells big trouble. Number 4. Coolant and the sheen that stops everything. Open the hood with the engine cold and find the coolant reservoir. The level belongs between the minimum and maximum marks, topped up only with the correct Porsche specification, because cooling systems are chemistry sets that punish improvisation. Now look closer. Rusty discoloration points to corrosion inside the system, and corrosion in a cooling system is a countdown, not a curiosity. It has earned a flush and an inspection first. And here is the specialist detail most owners have never heard. Look for a filmy sheen floating on top, because that sheen is the signature of oil and coolant mixing, and intermix is a stop-everything finding. The trip waits until a specialist explains why. Finish with the ground check after the car sits overnight. A coolant leak announces itself in a morning puddle long before the temperature gauge, and a cooling system failure far from a specialist is not a roadside fix. It is a flatbed and a hotel you did not book. 2 fluids left, and both bite quietly. Number 3. Brake fluid, the 2-year rule nobody follows. Brake fluid fails silently, which is exactly why it sits this high on the list. The rule comes straight from the factory, a complete flush every 2 years regardless of mileage, because brake fluid absorbs moisture whether you drive or not. The chemistry does not check the odometer. The threshold is just as specific. Once moisture exceeds 2%, the fluid needs replacement. Moisture lowers the boiling point, and a lowered boiling point is how brake fade appears halfway down a mountain pass at the exact moment you need the pedal most. So answer one question honestly. When was your fluid last flushed? Inside 2 years, this check is done. If you do not know, treat that unknown as a yes and book the flush, one of the cheapest services on the whole car. Magnets reveal your gearbox's secrets next. Number 2. Transmission fluid and the magnetic drain plug. One more fluid before the grand finale, and this one comes with a genuinely underused specialist's tip. For PDK cars, the fluid level itself needs PIWIS diagnostic equipment, so that part belongs to a shop. But the diagnostic gold is simpler. The drain plug is magnetic, and specialists check it for metal debris. Fine gray paste is normal wear. Shavings or chunks are not, and the guidance from experienced Porsche voices is refreshingly direct. Find that kind of contamination, and you do not go on the road trip. Manual cars deserve the same look for metallic contamination, and an honest assessment of the clutch belongs here too. Do these fluid checks in daylight, on level ground, with an honest eye rather than a hopeful one. Every finding here is dramatically cheaper to address in your driveway than to discover on day 2. One check outranks everything you just heard. Number 1. Tires, the most important check of all. Every source agrees on this one. Porsche dealers state it plainly. The most important thing you can check before your road trip is your tires. The data backs the priority. Official roadworthiness testing on the Macan found tire condition and insufficient tread depth are the 2 most common failure points on the entire model, together accounting for nearly 46% of all failures.
Not engine problems, not electronics, tires. So check them like it matters. Inspect each tire for cracks, bulges, and depleted tread, and watch for uneven wear, which reports alignment or pressure problems a long trip will amplify. Set the pressures cold to the door jamb sticker, and note that many stickers list 2 sets of values. A road trip car is a fully loaded car, so use the loaded values. Now the check almost everyone skips, the birth date. Every tire carries a DOT code, and the last 4 digits tell you the week and year it was made. Once a tire passes 6 years old, it should be replaced regardless of remaining tread, because rubber degrades with age even while the tread looks healthy. An old tire with perfect tread is still an old tire at highway speed in the heat. Then finish the job. Check the spare tire's condition and pressure, confirm the factory jack and toolkit are in the car, and find your wheel lock key right now, because the Porsche Club of America makes the point every owner learns eventually. A flat tire without the wheel lock key means you are stranded no matter what else you packed. 20 minutes on your driveway floor, and the most likely cause of a ruined trip is off the table before you ever start the engine.